Si vous pouvez amener le micro.
Hello, thank you for being here. Thanks. So nowadays, almost every blockbusters are released in 3D. CGIs are everywhere, and also motion capture is more and more important. So what can you tell us about that?
Do you want to translate that at all? No?
Oui, c'est les blockbusters sont en 3D, le CGI partout, etc. Qu'est-ce que vous pouvez nous dire à ce sujet-là, à cette évolution?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I was going to speak about moving forward, like where we are now and what you're talking about, certainly the technologies for photoreal is definitely going to be used more and more, and I think probably in the realm of virtual VR. I think, already the tools, the image capture tools, the LiDAR applications, creating real environments, integrating CG to be utilized to create real worlds is going to be here really soon.
Ouais, regardons vers le futur, je pense très proche. Je pense que tous ces outils, la CG, la création du réel, l'image virtuelle, l'intégration et la création de mondes réels va avancer de très grands pas dans l'avenir immédiat.
I mean, if we look at Avatar was one example, but with kind of creating digital worlds, nature. Jungle Book is coming out, which is really pushing the technology to animals.
Avatar, bon, vous connaissez tous, le livre de la jungle va réapparaître, ça va être réédité, et ça va amener toute cette technologie et l'appliquer aux animaux, c'est énorme.
And with CG, they've been trying to do face replacement and etc. for a long time. But after what humans do, right? They experiment on animals. And then we're next.
Et on essaye de faire le remplacement de visage, mais vous savez bien ce que l'être humain fait. Il expérimente sur les animaux, et puis nous, on est les suivants.
Yeah.
On dirait, il sounds like a Cassandra. On dirait un peu Cassandre, là. C'est un peu l'augure, Keanu Reeves. Mais vous... You're the one who brings bad news.
I guess it's a tradition of change, right?
Une tradition de changement.
Cassandra, sky is falling, and beware, and
Cassandra, le ciel va nous tomber sur la tête, prenez garde.
I mean, we're enacting out. We're our own human experiment.
Nous sommes notre propre expériment humain.
Mais vous, en tant qu'acteur, vous êtes en quête de plus de technologie sur les films. Je crois que vous tournez John Wick 2. Est-ce que c'est un film bourré de technologie, ou est-ce que vous tenez à ce qu'il y ait toujours quelque chose d'artisanal malgré tout dans les films que vous tournez, même s'ils sont tournés en numérique?
In terms of what?
De votre jeu d'acteur, est-ce que le tout technologique vous amuse, ou vous avez quand même envie de garder des rôles où c'est vraiment vous qui agissez, où il n'y a pas d'effets spéciaux?
So technology is really, for me, if you're asking me as an actor, my job is to personify and perform and to enact the story or play the character in the role.
En tant que comédien, mon rôle est de personnifier une figure, jouer un rôle.
And so the technology is interesting in a way because it's trying to capture what I'm doing and then put it into an artificial world to start being real.
Alors la technologie est intéressante parce que la technologie doit capter ce que je fais et le transférer dans un monde artificiel afin de le rendre réel.
Which is a long tradition, right? I mean, if we go back to, for me, one of the first examples I saw that was like Metropolis.
La tradition est très longue. Le premier exemple, c'est Metropolis.
So we've always been trying to transport and world create.
Donc nous avons toujours essayé de transporter et de créer des mondes.
Des questions?
Hello. In your documentary, you talk a lot about how we produce movies versus the old ways and the new ways, but we don't talk a lot about the mutation that is digitally. We release movies on demand, etc. I don't know if you heard about that project that Peter Jackson, Steven Spielberg, and J.J. Abrams are packing up, that is to release movies at the same time in theaters and home videos. Do you think that that project could kill the entertainment industry as we see it, the cinema? Will people desert and not experience movies the same way?
Yeah, do you want to translate that or no? Oui,
I think
no.
it's okay.
Vous voudrez une traduction ou vous avez tous compris? C'est bon?
Okay. So in the documentary, we do start to speak about, there's a child playing with the little screen, and throughout the project you're seeing, people watching Lawrence of Arabia on their iPhone.
Au début du documentaire, on voit un enfant jouant avec écran et les gens en train de regarder le film Lawrence d'Arabie sur leur iPhone, leur smartphone.
So in the documentary, that was a fiction.
Et donc, dans le documentaire, ça c'est une fiction.
And today you can watch Lawrence of Arabia on your iPhone.
Et maintenant, vous pouvez regarder Lawrence d'Arabie sur votre téléphone.
So the idea of the digital aspect is certainly released the opportunity to communicate and watch stories now in so many ways.
Donc l'aspect numérique a vraiment déclenché cette possibilité de raconter, de transmettre des histoires en un grand nombre de façons.
And so the technology is definitely imposing itself on traditional exhibition.
Donc la technologie s'impose véritablement sur des façons traditionnelles d'exposer et de diffuser.
So the exhibitors are definitely pushing back, right? They're like, you can't, if you do that, then we're not going to release your fucking movie.
Les distributeurs, ils se rebiffent un peu, ils se disent, si vous allez commencer à faire ça, attention, parce que ne sera pas allé.
But that's a big wave that's coming.
Mais c'est une grande vague, un tsunami qui arrive.
So, I guess also, what I've seen though too is that people are trying to create other experiences for communal experience.
Mais ce que j'ai vraiment vu aussi, c'est que les gens essaient de créer des nouvelles occasions d'expériences partagées, communes.
We're seeing a lot more of amusement park ideas, 4D.
On voit beaucoup plus d'idées, genre un parc d'attractions 4D, etc.
In China, they're exhibiting television shows in movie theaters.
En Chine, ils projettent des émissions de télévision dans les cinémas.
Well, yeah, they're doing concerts and but they're doing TV shows.
Mais c'est pas que des concerts, c'est des émissions.
It's starting here. So there obviously seems to be an impulse, whether it's from the business side saying, okay, here's an opportunity to create monetize the experience.
Donc il y a certainement une impulsion, peut-être que ça vient de côté business pour essayer de valoriser cette expérience.
But folks like getting together.
Mais les gens aiment se rassembler.
Sometimes you want to get outside and you want to come together.
On aime bien sortir et puis se réunir.
So, I think how we talk about the experience from the past is going to be different, but we're still going to be doing it, I think.
Je pense que notre façon d'aborder cette expérience dans le passé, ça va être différent, mais on va continuer à le faire.
Vous regardez des films sur quoi, vous? Sur votre téléphone ou sur un grand écran?
I haven't watched a movie on the phone yet.
J'ai pas encore regardé un film sur mon téléphone, pas encore.
But it's cool to get on YouTube once in a while and see what's happening. Oh, someone's talking about something and you're like, oh yeah, what is that?
Mais c'est sympa d'aller sur YouTube de temps en temps, voir, tiens, quelqu'un parle de quelque chose, c'est quoi ça?
Vous-même, vous êtes passé derrière la caméra pour réaliser votre premier film, Man of Tai Chi. Alors, comment avez-vous travaillé avec vos comédiens? Parce que je crois que malheureusement, il n'a pas été question de tourner en pellicule. Donc,
yeah, I did this project in 2000 and I forget what, something.
released in
Back there.
2 years ago in France.
Was it?
Yeah.
Cool.
You were even here. You were here to promote the movie.
Yes, yeah. which was fabulous. Thank you. Yeah, actually, the producer said, you know, you're not shooting on film.
Le producteur a dit, c'est pas toi.
And I was like, why? And she said, money.
Je dis pourquoi? Elle dit,
And I went, okay.
je dis, ok.
But it was really great that I had gone through the experience of making this documentary.
C'était super d'avoir fait cette expérience de produire ce documentaire.
Because I was really familiar with the process was going to be with the digital camera.
Parce que je connaissais vraiment très bien le processus et comment ça allait se passer avec une caméra numérique.
And that's really where I actually came to learn with what's going on in the industry, is that each digital film camera replaces, in a way, it's talked about as replacing the film stock.
Et c'est pour ça que chaque caméra, chaque nouvelle caméra numérique, on s'y réfère comme quelque chose qui remplace le stock du film.
So the Arri camera, the Alexa camera has its own kind of look, and the Red cameras have their look. The Sony cameras have their look, because they all have their own kind of proprietary color space in terms of how they create color from all of the sensors and pixels.
Alors chaque caméra, chaque nouvelle caméra, les Alexa, les Red, les Sony, ils ont tous leurs propres caractéristiques et leur façon de créer une plage chromatique, et ils ont tous leurs aspects propriétaires, si on veut, une conception différente qui donne un résultat au niveau des couleurs par une technologie différente qui leur est propre.
And so what's also kind of cool is that people got into a lot about lensing, because the look of the digital camera, the sharpness, and as the latitude and the I guess broadly the clarity of the image. They've been getting into the lenses. And just the artifacts of how lenses work, and also what's being constructed is software to add grain and kind of other artifacts to these digital images, to soften them, to shape them, and sometimes often to make them look more like film.
Il y a énormément de travail fait sur les objectifs en ce moment, des travaux non seulement sur les objectifs mêmes, mais aussi sur les logiciels qui permettent de donner des aspects différents aux résultats en combinaison avec ces objectifs, parfois pour ajouter de la granularité ou peut-être pour adoucir certains aspects de l'apparence du résultat, parfois même pour faire de sorte à ce que ce soit un peu plus proche de ce qu'on aurait trouvé.
Which is cool.
Argentique. Oui, ça va.
Des questions? Oh, par ici.
Here, sorry. Here. I have kind of two questions that are related. First, I wondered, watching the documentary, we don't see Quentin Tarantino in it, who is a firm hater of the digital cameras, and who says that he won't shoot anymore if he is forced to shoot digital. And so I wondered if you had contacted him and if he refused to talk.
Yeah, not everyone said yes.
Yeah.
Question concerne Tarantino qui détesté numérique. Est-ce que vous l'avez contacté? Non, tout le monde n'a pas dit oui, malheureusement.
That's what I figured. And also, so I discovered that you didn't have the choice between film and digital for your own movie. But so the look of the movie is kind of traditional still. So were you kind of, because you were disappointed in not shooting film, so you're more team film, if you mind me saying.
To recreate.
Yeah, you were trying to recreate film, or.
No, I mean, I think in terms of the lensing of the project, I don't know how to say that it looks more traditional.
It's not CGI laden, like it's not heavy in CGI.
Oh, in that sense, no. I mean, I wanted to do all of the action in camera. The car crash is a lot of digital enhancement, but no, it was actually cool because it was really. We were one of the first films to be using the Alexa camera, but the Alexa Plus. And we also were using these really cool anamorphic lenses, which has become kind of a classic recipe So actually, we was kind of on the vanguard of that idea of using the Alexa with anamorphics, which was really had a cool look to it. Anyway.
But if you could, you would really like to shoot film, and you would.
You know, for me personally, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay. It really would depend on the story. Yeah, I wouldn't just. I don't have the sensibilité that Mr. Tarantino has. In the sense of, and I understand his perspective. It's kind of cool if you looked at it, right? You could look at Tarantino's 70 millimeter widescreen, and then you could go to Inarritu's and Lubezki's forged sensor Revenant, 65, digital 65. That would be a cool side by side, and they're both spectacular.
Monsieur?
Welcome in Paris, and in the future, would you like to play, produce, or make an immersive movie to shoot in 360, or a video game?
Yeah, it depends on the script.
Ouais, ça dépend du scénario.
Yeah, I mean, I think, that would be fun.
Ça serait bon.
I mean, they're figuring that out. Certainly with VR, that's going to be and gaming and and also with the lensing, right? So with the as they're going larger in terms of the pixels, like the Red has an 8K camera now, so when they get to like 16K or 12K. You can basically re-lens, right? So already they're pushing in. So I can shoot from here, but with all of the data, I can get a close-up here, right? So that's kind of starting to create that field of being able to do immersive kind of, and in VR. So then what you're really getting into is editing, right?
Donc oui, effectivement, avec tout le travail, avec les objectifs, combiné avec sa capacité en termes de pixelisation qui explose. Le RED, je pense qu'il sort en 12 000, il y a en 16 000, il y a 8 000 actuellement peut-être. Et avec ça, avec toutes les données, on peut travailler avec l'image plane, mais on fait un zoom qui a toujours une clarté exemplaire. Et donc en termes de réalité virtuelle, 360, beaucoup de choses deviennent possibles.
Yeah, and then they're scanning people so well now. I mean, Marlon Brando was right? Superman.
Ils peuvent scanner les gens si bien
80s,
maintenant. Marlon Brando, il avait raison,
right?
dans les années 70, 80.
Super bien.
Right? Just pay me and like, use my face.
And what do you agree to be scanned?
Oh man, I've been scanned a bunch.
J'ai scanné pas mal quand même.